Karen, if you could please call the roll.
Mayor Paulin,
Here.
Councilman Smith,
Here.
Town Manager Ryan Hicks.
Here.
Okay. Moving on to the approval of minutes, August 6th town meeting minutes and August 21st work session minutes.
Mr. Mayor, I move we accept the minutes as presented.
All right. A second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, and the minutes are approved. Moving on to reports of officers, boards, and committees. First, the permits report.
Building use and occupancy sign permits issued during the month of August 2018. Building permits, Lennell White, 44 Mattingly Avenue, gravel driveway. That's on 820. 820 Kurt Wensing Jr., 130 Charles Place, concrete patio. 822 David Warfield, 6 Riverwatch Drive, fence. 822 Kieran Satula, 8 Riverwatch Drive, fence. 822 Patrick Brown, 10 Riverwatch Drive, fence. 824 Pyramid Properties, 4810 Strauss Avenue, renovations to existing SFD, single-family dwelling, sorry. And 829, I apologize for not being able to pronounce this correctly, Mithet Sinkasi, 314 Perrin Lane Shed. Use and occupancy permit, Kurt Wensing Jr., 130 Charles Place, concrete patio. There were no temporary use and occupancy, demolition, grading, sign, or temporary sign permits issued during the month of August.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Finance report will be read next month when Ginger is here, and we'll have 2 at that time. Okay, moving on to Town Manager, Code Enforcement, and Planning Commission reports.
There is no Planning Commission report. Planning Commission didn't meet last month. Town Manager's report for August 2018. The Boardwalk. We received a letter of approval from Critical Area Commission last month. Arrow to give a presentation at next month's town meeting. Online bill pay is operational, linked via the town's website. Please, and I stress this every meeting, we get the same questions every quarter, please input the information exactly as it appears on your water bill. The Village Greens restrooms, we have our NEPA and SHA approvals. We have not been given an update for this month, so I apologize. I'll give you an update next month on the Village Green restrooms. The bond bill for the Youth/Family Enrichment Center, the project is moving forward. We plan to settle on the property this month. Wastewater treatment plant, the blower replacement project being funded via MDE. The blowers are on back order. We hope to have the project completed by the end of the year. The Eli's demolition. The demolition is well underway, as you can see. Special thanks goes out to DHCD for helping with the funding. Woodland Drive and Strauss Avenue. The town will be installing speed humps along the entire length of Strauss Avenue this month. The town will also be painting the speed humps throughout town. Speed cameras. Speed cameras will be installed along Route 210 in the school zone of the Indian Head Elementary. The cameras will also be a part of the Charles County Sheriff Office Automated School Zone Speed Enforcement Program. Arrow is also looking into some flooding issues that we're experiencing in the Teets and Knots areas. The town is also investigating I&I issues all over town. Last month we did some smoke testing along Strauss Avenue. Early reports show lots and lots of grease in the lines. And last but not least, repairs to Meekins Park will take place this month. Right now you have the softening agent and the railroad ties that are surrounding or outlining the tot lot. They're in dire need of repair, and that's going to take place this month. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Code enforcement
Question.
report.
We have a question.
Sure, I'm sorry, sir. We asked for additional revenue 2 years ago and told no. And now this year they're coming back with speed cameras and we're being told no as well. No revenue. Nope, it goes into the Charles County Government Traffic Operations Program. It's not for lack of trying, though. Code Enforcement Report, August 2018. The town issued 40 notices of violation during the month. The first one I have no clue with. I meant to check with Brian today. It says 2 sidewalk and driveway violations. I don't know what the violations were. I'll find out for you and give you more information next month. There were 19 grass and weed violations, 1 work performed without a permit, 2 inoperable or untagged vehicles, 1 house trailer violation, 3 grass and weed fines, 2 premises identification fines, 2 inoperable vehicle fines, 2 property maintenance fine, 3 inoperable untagged vehicle citations, 2 grass and rubbish citation, 1 grass and weed citation. And the town also performed 1 rental inspection during the month.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ryan. Moving on to Parks and Rec and Environmental Sustainability Committee reports.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to see if Ms. McWiggin would like to come forward. We have several parks throughout the town, but one of our parks, Mattingly Park, was established a long time ago by Ms. McWiggin's, was it your father or?
My husband.
Her
was,
husband.
mayor.
Right? So in Mattingly Park, we put up a sign that is similar to this sign here, but it took us a while to research and get the names of the individuals that were a part of this. But it took us some time, Ms. McWiggin, but we made it happen.
We appreciate it.
So this is a replica. The other sign is a white sign with black lettering. This is copper with black lettering. But we thank you for the investments your family has made in the town. And I'd like to present this to you this evening. This is
Thank you
yours
so
to keep.
much. Thank you.
No problem. We give her a big round of applause. All right, I'll carry this back. And we'll leave this back here so that we don't like to leave it. All right, as Ryan mentioned, we're doing some upgrades to some of the parks, adding a softening agent because a lot of the parks, when it rains, if you don't have the softening agent, it turns to mud. We do have another cleanup scheduled for the town. That is September 22nd. So I put a thing out throughout the county to look for volunteers who want to come in and help us clean up various areas. So if you know of a senior who may need some additional help with their lawn or something, we're going to go throughout the town and do the things that we can. As always, we clean up along Mattawoman Creek. We do that twice a year. So we do it in the spring and in the fall. So it's that time again. We'll do that on the 22nd. Recently, I had the pleasure to work with Maryland Natural Resources, and we stocked Mattawoman Creek with bigmouth bass. So they're tiny little things right now, but in about 2 years they'll be full grown. Apparently they do this every year or every other year depending on budget. So I had the pleasure to going out, so it was pretty fun. Any questions? Yes, ma'am. You can talk to me after, and or you can email me at curtis@townofIndianhead.org. And in October, we're going to have a senior center beautification day. So it's going to be a Friday and a Saturday from noon till 6 each day. And we're going to go through and replace the tile on the floor, give it a real good cleaning, paint some of the rooms and things of that nature. So if you'd like to make your senior center shine, you can also reach me to do that. Any questions for me? Yes, sir. We can sure send that request forward. Mr. Hicks,
I'll get right on it.
pardon?
I
Well, if you
agree.
give me the contact information, I can send the email. Right. Absolutely. We need to make Indian Head a destination so people can chip and putt and do all kinds of things to get people attracted down here. And we have, are you going to speak during open? Okay. All right, because we had the Indian Head 100. So if you no additional questions for me, thank you for your time.
Oh, I got it. I mean, I got to work on my short game.
I think Warren Ryan and I will be having a whole lot of lunch sometime soon. All right, moving on to Bureau of Fire Prevention report. Wayne?
Good evening, everybody. Fire report for the month of August. The fireside engines responded to 31 calls, both in the town and mutual aid. We had 41 ambulance calls, pretty busy in the summertime. We participated in the National Night Out. That was a good success. We set up front to hand out a lot of fire prevention and safety stuff. Smoke alarm checks and installations are ongoing. We took a little bit of break during the super hot weather, but that's in progress. A couple of our fire responses were on Strauss Avenue doing the smoke testing when smoke was coming out from under somebody's sink, and they called 911, but everything was okay, so just the smoke. We have a few concerns about all the speed humps, especially on Strauss Avenue, that they want to put in, because fire trucks and ambulances go a little bit over the speed limit, and the hose is set up in the back of the truck. So if you hit the hump too fast, you dump your hose in the street. You get to the fire, you have no hose. And that's something which was considered. I was hoping they'd do four-way stops, but I understand it takes millions of dollars involved in trying to do a study or something and getting the speed, the four-way stop signs, but so be it. The speed humps on top of the hill I think will be good, because people going to work seem like you're going through the races to get to the base in the morning. But the firefighters, we're concerned too. We're just going to get to the first responder has to get to the firehouse. They may be going a little over 30 miles an hour. Whether or not we can get any exemption or not, but we'll see. And that's all I have. Anybody have any questions? Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you maybe have this statistic or not, but how many of your calls that you had may be due to some type of substance overdose?
That's picking up too. Heroin overdoses. Yeah. If somebody's there to witness the event, they got a good chance of surviving. We all have that Narcan on the ambulance, on the engine, and some of us volunteers also carry it around in our vehicles. I know the police department also has the Narcan. Many times during the road, they get there ahead of us, and they've already put the stuff in their nose and got their breathing restored, or they were working on them. But that's where minutes and seconds count, because the brain can only live so long without oxygen, and that shuts their receptors down, and if they're not breathing within a couple of minutes or so, they're dead.
Right.
So.
Like, do you know where I would be able to find out the specifics of how many of the calls that you had? Maybe have.
Well, depends too, because there's a lot of overdoses, accidental overdoses, medications, or somebody took the wrong medication, or they forgot and took a double or triple dose or something. It wasn't maybe an illicit drug, but maybe accidental. But I'm not sure, unless the health department might be able to help you on that, I think, for the stats. So. Okay? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne. All right, moving on to the community affairs. Karen?
Okay, during the month of August, we participated or helped, we helped. We planned and organized and executed a National Night Out with the nationwide with the Charles County Sheriff's Office. And we also held our annual Grandparents 55 and Older dinner and a concert night. And we had our back to school backpack night. And that was thanks largely to NETS, the Neighbors Eager to Serve, in their generous program of donating backpacks. So fully loaded, 100 of them were given out to Indian Head Elementary School and General Smallwood Middle School students from the area. And thanks to our community activities volunteers who, and some of our other organizations, the Boy Scout Troop 253 and the Indian Head Worship Center who participated in our various events and volunteered to execute those because without the volunteers, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do. Coming up in September, the 12th Annual Town of Indian Head Car Show and Veterans Recognition Day is on Sunday, September the 9th. It's 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The car show is sponsored by the Indian Head Baptist Church, and the Veterans Recognition Day, I can't talk, and 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony, which will be at 1 p.m. this year and not at noon. Those are sponsored by the American Legion Post 170, and the Health Fair, which will be inside the pavilion from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., is sponsored by the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 7461. And there'll be special recognition and services offered to all veterans, active duty military, and their families. There'll be free lunch provided to all veterans, active duty military, and their families. Otherwise, there's a nominal fee for the general public for food sales inside and outside the pavilion window. And that's sponsored by the Indian Head Baptist Church. There'll be live oldies and praise music and a DJ outside under the tent by the fountain, by the car show. And everyone is welcome. It's a free admission for everything, and everybody's welcome to come to the 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony. And I believe Dr. Joanne Fisher is working on that with us, and she is with the Veterans United Committee, the Women's Veteran United Committee, and she has some of the 9/11 families that are coming that live here in Charles County will be recognized. And we're going to be celebrating our oldest veteran, Porter Hamrick's July birthday. We're going to do a birthday cake and all kinds of cool things, and he's going to be recognized by the governor and whatnot, thanks to Dr. Fisher and all of her hard work for that. Coming up on Saturday, September 15th, St. James Episcopal Church Annual Ham and Crab Cake Dinner. It's from 3 to 6, and that's at 7 Potomac Avenue. And the Indian Head Ladies Auxiliary, I'm sorry, I called you ladies. Auxiliary, there's no ladies in that. Drive-through pulled pork lunch is Monday, September 24th from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. It's at the Firehouse at 4095. It is a carry-out only, and I didn't mean that there aren't ladies in the Ladies Auxiliary. In the title, there is no ladies any longer. It's just strictly auxiliary. It's non-gendered, so my apologies to the ladies that belong there that happen to be sitting here. On August is gone. Saturday, October 6th from 8:30 to 1 will be the 13th Annual Breast Cancer Awareness Fitness Walk here in the Village Green Pavilion and, of course, along the trail. And that does have a fee associated with it. The proceeds benefit the Sisters at Heart, which is a Charles County breast cancer support group. This is sponsored by the Indian Head Senior Center Council, the Town of Indian Head, and many of the local community businesses. Also coming up in October is our annual trunk-to-trunk trick-or-treating on the Village Green. It'll be on Wednesday, October 31st between 6 and 8. And, of course, that's for children 12 and under with an adult. We will give out a free trick-or-treat bag and glow necklace to the first 100 children in line. That's if you're 1 to 12 years old. We have meal bags of hot dog, chips, and beverage for sale for $2, and that's served from 5 to 7:30. And we do have inside dining and restrooms available. And we are looking for residents, businesses, churches, and organizations to participate as trunk-to-trunk participants by bringing their trunk full of candy and handing out candy to all of the trick-or-treaters. We just ask that you come full of candy for about 600 trick-or-treaters. We will give you dinner on the town as a thank you for participating. And our lineup begins at 5 o'clock till 5:45. And then we start the trick-or-treating promptly between 6 and 8. Coming up in November, our 3rd annual Christmas Craft Fair. This is a Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary and Town of Indian Head Community Activities sponsored event. It's on Saturday, November 3rd, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. here in the Village Green Pavilion. We're still looking for some crafters if anybody's interested. And of course, we have our 2018 gubernatorial election early voting for the general election, which is actually on Tuesday, November 6th. And for those of you who live within the incorporated town of Indian Head limits, you do vote here at the Indian Head Village Green Pavilion, which is polling place 72. And the early voting dates, you have an option of going to the La Plata Firehouse or Glen Eagles Neighborhood Rec Center in Waldorf. And those dates are Thursday, October 25th through Thursday, November 1st. And the polls are open 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. And if you have any questions regarding your election status or anything, you can call the Board of Elections for Charles County, and that's 301-934-8972. And then coming up in November, shortly after that, is our annual Veterans Day ceremony and lunch, and that will be held on Thursday, November the 8th, 11 a.m. here in the pavilion. Oh, and don't forget, back in the back, anybody's interested, Charles County Parks and Rec has their guide out for their fall activities, and we have tons of them, so please take as many as you would like. And that is it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right, moving on. Officer Dooley isn't here, so no briefings, no presentations or recognitions, no resolutions, no ordinances, no petitions, no unfinished business, no new business. On to miscellaneous announcement of upcoming meetings. I clicked on the wrong thing. There you go. The 12th Annual Indian Head Car Show and Veterans Recognition Day is this Sunday, September 9th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Village Green Park. Community Activities Committee will meet Tuesday, September 11th, 7 p.m. at the Village Green Pavilion. And Charles County Fair will be Thursday, September 13th to Sunday, September 16th at the Charles County Fairgrounds. Astronomy Night will be Friday, September 14th, 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Village Green Park. Watershed Cleanup Saturday, September 15th, 9 a.m. to noon at Mattingly Park. The Planning Commission will meet Wednesday, September 19th, 7 p.m. at the Village Green Pavilion. Next Town Council work session will be Wednesday, September 26th, 3:30 p.m. at Town Hall. Parks and Recreation and Environmental Sustainability Committees will meet Wednesday, September 26th at 7 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. here at the Village Green Pavilion. The next town meeting will be Monday, October 1st, 7:30 p.m.